Fear and loathing voice.
There we are.
What was his name again, Vinny? Do you remember?
Oh, I'll look it up.
Okay.
You gotta
For
look it
sure.
up.
I will look
You
it
gotta
up.
look it up.
Welcome.
Yo,
All right.
Let's go.
We're in
people.
business.
we are live.
How's business? Booming.
Business is good. Killing is my business, ladies.
That's his R&B
and
voice.
business is good. I'm killing this mic. This beat makes me want to freestyle, like for real.
Do
like,
it. Let's hear it.
I don't want to do that.
He wasn't ready.
They're
He's all
not
talk.
ready.
He's
They're
all
not
talk.
ready. They're not
Oh,
ready.
YouTube's not ready?
Yeah, they're not ready.
You can't freestyle like
They're not
clean?
ready for that, homie. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for that Versa style, like for real. They're not ready for that. Blow up the whole internet, son. Just like this show. Welcome to the show. I am Arthur Knight. Welcome to the Sports Fiend Show, if I can name the show.
Where are we again?
I'll name myself.
What show is this? Shot in
I'll
the
name
dark?
myself. I am all powerful. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, welcome to the Sports Fiend Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me talking smack is Ryan Lagan.
Always.
As always,
Yes.
we're coming to you live from So High Studios in Denver, Colorado, and we are being brought to you by iEnvy Vision. iEnvy Vision is devoted to offering affordable and fashionable eyewear. iEnvy Vision are eye care advocates. Their goal is to provide all with the education and awareness needed to make an informed decision about your vision and health. They are located off of Alameda and Buckley in Aurora, Colorado, but you can call or book today at 720-762-4290 or book online at ienvyvision.com. They take most medical insurance and Medicaid. But during the summer, for those who don't have insurance, for a limited time, their out-of-pocket special includes your frame and lenses, both starting at $79 for kids and as low as $99 for adults. So don't miss on that. $79 for kids and $99 for adults. Call or book today, 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. That's 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. iEnvy Vision, we see you. Now, tell them that you saw that on the Sports Fiends. Tell Bryson we sent you there. He'll hook you up. All right, man. We got a lot to get to, and we are long-winded, so we need to get into.
Wow.
We need to get into this as quickly as possible.
60
No,
seconds into the show, and he's already calling out the audience.
I'm calling them out one by one.
Party. Line them up.
Mark said he's already tired. He's sleeping in the chat here already.
Can't sleep on the Sports Fiends, Mark. Come on.
Nah, bruh. And don't sleep on the Nuggets' new Young Guns, man.
This guy.
What?
I'm telling you, you got to get me like a little tambourine or something, or like a little hard hat to hit. Like, or not hard hat. What's a
What
hi-hat?
did I do?
Hi-hat. Anytime you do one of your segues, I got to hit a little hi-hat
I
for
don't
ya.
even realize I'm doing it till y'all point it out. I'm just like, my brain is, I got to associate that to what we're talking about.
That's how it looks with the greatest, right? It comes natural. It doesn't take conscious thought. It flows, man, you know? Anyway.
Can't with you today. Okay. Anyway, the Nuggets Young Guns.
Yeah.
Brazil and what's the other dude's name? God dang it, I had it up.
Brazil and we were talking about him a couple weeks
Bryce
ago.
Hopkins.
Yeah. Okay. They're playing well so far?
Yes. Let me, because I was watching highlights. Let me make sure I turn off
I have to acknowledge I haven't followed Nuggets Summer League. I followed Celtics Summer League a little, but not Nuggets.
And y'all got some guns though too. I saw them play. Who was it the other day? I can't remember who they were, but I was in Cali. I was watching it. And they've got one of them's a guard. I cannot think of the brother's name off the top of my head right now. But y'all got some good prospects coming up in the ranks in the summer league. But like you said, summer league you can only judge so much. You could have an amazing summer league, step into the league and be absolutely bupkissed. So,
but I mean, to your point, right? Like, you look back at the summer league careers of like some of the greatest players that we have in the league to this day, and historically, like, you don't look back at LeBron's summer league and are unimpressed, right? Like, if you're gonna be good, you're gonna show out in summer league. it doesn't always translate to the next step, but if you struggle in summer league, I guarantee you it's not going to translate to the next step, you know?
Well, here's the thing that both did that will translate over is they played well within the system of what the Nuggets were trying to do to score.
Yeah.
It wasn't like normal rec league style play. Especially Brazil. They were running pick and pop and pick and roll with him in that entire game. That's how he got 32 points. Bryce Hopkins has also, I think, averaged 18 points in the summer league, like averaged it. And that's not a huge deal, but that's enough to tell me that maybe, just maybe, they can contribute.
Yeah, it's not meaningless. Yeah,
it's not meaningless at all. Like, they're both very athletic. They're both averaging, I think, 1.2 blocks in the summer league too. Yep. Like I said, don't put too much stock into it, but can these two and some of the other young guns that they've brought up through this system? There's been a couple of other ones in there. I can't pronounce his name, but his last name, but his first name is Giovanni. Imijiru. I probably just massacred that name.
Imahuru.
Is that how you?
No, I have no idea.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, it's right there.
I'm just trying to like create some levity by like clearly mispronouncing it, so that whatever attempt
you're trying to help
make,
me out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm propping you up. You know,
that's a good wingman.
Every once in a while, I'm not tearing you
never
down.
leave
You know,
wingman. I got you. Yeah, usually he's trying to take a dig. Like, is that really how you pronounce it?
I gotta mix in a little bit of support here. Come on, you know, keep you on your toes a little.
Hey, I tell you this though, man. The Nuggets do have some guys coming up. There was even what's his name that played. I'm trying to think of his name off the top of my head. Give me just a quick second here. Backup point guard for the Nuggets last year. That wasn't.
No, Hunter Tyson, right?
No, it's not Hunter Tyson. My brain is frozen
everything.
right now.
I mean, outside of Hardaway, that's everything that you need to know about the state of like, the backcourt depth in Denver.
And I can't think of his name right now.
Just his picture.
Just his picture. That's the guy I'm talking about. You don't know his name right there?
I don't know him. No, sorry.
You suck.
Yeah, I mean, so while you're finding that, to your point, like some of these dudes in summer league. KJ Simpson. Okay. Oh, anyway. Yeah. No, he's. I've heard he's got a little bit of potential.
Bruh, he was some of those points that I was talking about with Brazil, those pick and rolls, those pick and pops were with him.
Yeah.
So, and he knows the system because he's been in the system already. So, anyway, what was your thought?
I was just gonna say, like, obviously in summer league, like some of these dudes are never gonna see the light of day on an actual, like, you know, NBA floor, of course, right? But you know, there's plenty of guys that are playing right now that are going to ultimately be, you know, at the minimum getting solid minutes in a rotation in the NBA, right? So it's not the end all be all. I'm not expecting Brazil to go out and average 30 a game this year, of course, right?
No.
But you know,
8 to 10.
It's not meaningless, right? If you even get, you know, 8 to 10, like you're saying, I mean, that's huge,
off the bench,
especially with where you're picking. You know, if you're not picking in the top 10 and you're getting a guy that can at least earn consistent minutes, that's a huge win. Huge win.
Bruh, this guy, he got 32 off of 6 of 12 from 3. And then I think he was like 59% from the floor.
11 to 19, right?
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. 6'10". I think he had 2 blocks along with that.
Sure.
Couple of dimes that he passed out. I think Brazil, and I know I keep hyping this dude up, and I hope he doesn't fail me, but I think he's the one. If there's anyone, he's going to be the one to step up and actually be able to contribute, because he can shoot, he can spread the floor, but he can also play D. And his offensive prowess looks like he's already, I want to say, ahead of Peyton Watson a little bit, like in his offensive bag. Like Peyton Watson, it took him what year is Peyton Watson in? 4 or 5?
I think 4, yeah, because he's eligible for the contract, right?
So his 4th year is how long it took him to get into his bag. Now, defensively, Peyton Watson has been top tier, right? Bottom line, nobody can say that he's not a great, borderline great wing defender. The issue was, can he contribute on the offensive side of the ball? And last season, he was able to do that when he was healthy. this kid seems like he's already in a little bit of his offensive bag, and he's just as good defensively. So I'd like to see what Brazil's going to do, man. I just want this kid to stay healthy. Don't play him any more games in the summer league, please.
Sure.
Because I do not want to happen to him, and I'm not even going to say it. But please, just he's done. Just let him. We know what he can do. We've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
Give somebody else that film. You feel me? Like, let somebody else have that film.
He balled out, man. And I think, you said it very early on as far as, like, fitting into the Nuggets system. Like, when you're talking about shot creation and getting to the rim and things of that nature, those are all, like, just bonuses. Really all that we are looking for in a roster that continues to, obviously is going to have Jokic for the foreseeable future, we hope. And as long as they hold on to Jamal, you don't need guys that can create off the dribble. You don't need guys that, can create their own shot. You need guys that can knock down open threes when asked, the guys that are, moving off the ball, back cutting,
making smart cuts,
screening off the ball, stuff like that. And then can finish when you get them in space moving towards the rim. Right. If they can do those two things, they don't, that's everything that they're looking for as far as creating the space for the rest of, the bona fide, contributors to the Nuggets offense to do their thing, right? You just can't be a guy that the defense can ignore, and like shift an extra defender onto the rest of what's going on in offense. That's the only thing that they're looking for at this stage, right? With how that offense has, hummed the last few years. So obviously you're shooting the way that he's shooting in the summer league. Like, I think, when you're a rookie, like, confidence is obviously a big thing. We saw this, I will say, in Boston with, guys like Baylor Shireman that we took out of Creighton that we knew were knockdown shooters in college. And frankly, it took them some time to find their footing in the NBA because they would get open looks that on tape they were knocking down, almost every time in college.
The range is different. But the floor is different.
The line is longer. The pressure is higher, right? Like, your minutes are shorter, so you don't get the same amount of time to get into a rhythm. Like, all those things are a factor still, right? But as the season went on and Baylor Shireman just settled into, I'm just out here playing basketball. I'm not necessarily, I don't have to put artificial pressure on this situation beyond what it is. He started to blossom late in the year for us, and that's the whole thing with guys like this that you can tell can shoot. It's just how quick can you build the confidence that you need to earn significant minutes on the floor. And games like this are going to go a long way for him having that confidence early on.
Playing with Jokic, that confidence is going to be built easily. Especially if they do play Jokic like the way they have been playing, like those extra minutes. But let me give Hopkins his flowers as well, because I wasn't too high on this kid when they first drafted him, and I was like, But this kid could be a double-double guy. He's averaging 18.6 rebounds, 2 blocks on 52.5% shooting. That's a second-round player. And like I said, summer league. I get it. Please understand that I understand that it's summer league. But the fact that these kids just literally stepped off a college floor, there are other players of their size and caliber that are not doing very well in the summer league right now. But to average 18 points coming out of college on an NBA scale against NBA talent, that means that he could come in and make you give him 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes, you turn that 18 points into 6 to 8 points from a bench player. That's what you need. Yeah. Those are quality minutes that AG no longer has to play, and he can just play his starter minutes, right? If they're keeping AG. I don't know what they're going to do with Peyton Watson and all of this crap that's going to
look like. Yeah.
I have no idea, man, and I'm that's why I'm focused on these young guns and not trying to look at what the Nuggets did or didn't do, because they haven't really done anything.
There's not a lot of urgency, it seems like. Like, you would think if they were going to flip this roster on its head, they would want to do that early so that the team had a chance to, kind of adjust to what their new situation was going to be, get some minutes, on the floor together, whatever. But, nothing so far is very interesting.
I love my Denver Nuggets, and I love the front office. Don't get me wrong at this statement that I'm about to make, but they need to chop down. Somebody needs to bring them down a peg. Like, the arrogance of this front office that we think we could do this, that, and the third. That's what got you in this position. They're running to the ground. They have no. The reason why it's so hard to get anybody for them not to get Jaylen Brown, for them not to be able to make any moves or even these sign and trade moves, they can't do anything because of the fact that their previous GMs messed up. They traded away all of their draft capital and they have nothing until like 2046 or something. I'm being over dramatic, but it's out there. It's out there like 2032 or something that they have like barely any picks whatsoever, and it's just there's nothing they can do, and it's driving me nuts as a fan that they keep doing this to themselves because this is self-inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, here's the issue with it though, and I think you've seen something similar play out in Milwaukee, albeit a few years earlier than, hopefully the Denver situation doesn't end the same way, but kind of the same idea of like when you're a small market organization and you get a generational talent like this off of luck, right? Like, Giannis was not a proven commodity when he came into the league. It's not like Milwaukee got him off of number 1 overall pick. Like, this dude was, I think, 15th pick or something like that.
He was middle of the pack.
He had no jump shot at the time. He was skinny.
Barely could dribble.
Right, exactly. Like
he could play defense. He was huge.
He was a massively long athlete, right? And he could move. And so it was like, okay, if he can get even a 35% 3-point shot, even a low 30s 3-point shot, right? If then obviously
and develop some sort of post game
and hit the freaking gym, right? Like put some meat on his bones. Like obviously we've seen what he's turned into,
right.
But you don't get that out of an average, like top 10 to 15 range kind of pick like that. It doesn't happen. Obviously, Jokic is the anomaly of all anomalies coming out of the second round and becoming what he's become. No, the league has never seen that, period, right?
Ever.
And we know
it might never again.
We've talked at length about that situation, of course, right? But these are small market teams, and so the second that you realize that that's what you have, and this is probably the best title window that. Arguably in Milwaukee, it was the best title window you've had since freaking Kareem. In Denver, I mean, better title window even than, peak Melo days or whatever the heck you want to compare it to, right? I mean, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on, pre 90s NBA where, I know they had some good teams back in the 80s and stuff like that, but this is the title window of title windows that the Nuggets have been in, right? And so when you're a small market team, all the pressure becomes, hey, whatever freaking poker chips are sitting in front of you, you push them into the middle of the table. Yep. You maximize that while you have it, because any player, no matter how good they are, no matter, how long you think that their game is going to translate into still being effective late in their career, you don't know if, I hate to say it out loud, but Jokic is going to, rip his knee apart tomorrow and never be the same,
you
right?
Shut your mouth.
I know. I'm sorry. But that's my point, right? Like, you can't take it for granted. You have to push all your chips in.
I remember that terrified look when he twisted his ankle in that game last season.
Oh, yeah.
He thought he was done. He thought he was done.
Right, yeah. So, and that's the whole thing, right? So, tomorrow isn't promised, so that's why we're in the situation we're in, where you feel like, okay, now we have no resources left because we tried everything to replicate that 2023 success or whatever it was, and get another ship, and now there's short of, again, fundamentally recreating the team by trading a guy like Jamal or Aaron Gordon or one of these core pieces, which they already traded MPJ, obviously, which he was considered a core piece for a long time there.
Yep.
What else do you really have at that point to, and this is the position that you find yourself in. And that was the same position that Milwaukee found themselves in when they were, betting on past his prime Dame or,
Dame wanting to even be there.
What was they basically pushed Dame's contract to his money out so that they could get Miles Turner, they thought they were going to be an East contender last year to try to hold on to basically grasping at whatever straw you can grasp at to try to extend that window,
right?
And that's the situation that Denver it seems like kind of finds himself in now, right? Is it, do you fundamentally recreate the roster around Jokic by trading your other star players, or do you keep running it back and hope that something, the chips fall differently with the extra time to build chemistry, and maybe a couple of these draft picks or young players, also work out?
That's a lot of high hopes, Ryan. Like they're hinging their future on, but you know what? But that's why I'm looking at these young guys, because now I'm like, okay, maybe they did see something within the draft and they did something within the means. Because I'm a you know me, I'm practical. Like I understand where they're at.
Sure.
I'm not like one of those fans like, you have to go out and get this guy.
Sure.
Otherwise you're not doing it. No, I understand where they're at. They're already like $5 million or something or so away from the second apron if they're not already in the second apron.
Sure.
So there's only so much that they can do. And I think within the means that the two GMs or the two-headed GMs that they have now, I think they did the best that they could do with what they have. It's just still sad to see because it's not enough to bring the likes of like a LeBron James, right?
Sure.
That's, not that I've been advocating for it, and now I'm just kind of like pumping my brakes. I had a conversation with my cousin while I was out, and he was like, man, my cousin's Latino, so he's like, Primo, do you really, 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 he said, do you really want the circus that comes with LeBron?
Yeah.
Right? And
he talks
he,
about that. I think we do, but
right. And I had thought about it before, but I was like, man, you know what? I'm thinking I just need a power forward that can take the pressure off of Jamal Murray and Jokic, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like as a fan, as a just a basketball fan, I'm like, I need a power forward that can score 15 plus points a night, that can also play just mediocre defense to slow down, their third scorer, not even their first or second scorer, but their third scorer. That's all I need. That's my mindset. But the fact of the matter that LeBron is basically doing right now, and it didn't dawn on me, but he's basically doing the decision all over again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And you likened it to somebody else, and we're going to get to that, because you likened it to somebody else, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
But this, I'm going to parallel it to the decision that he did the other. It's just that he's not as big as he was then, so he's got to do it in his own way. Mm-hmm. But the ridiculousness of him not taking meetings with teams, and the teams have to send voicemails to his agent.
Yeah.
For his agent to listen to and filter through.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like them, it doesn't even make it to LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, who does LeBron think he still is? And I know he's still LBJ. He's still the king that he crowned himself, and I get it. In his mind, his ego is the biggest thing. But that's not who you are right now. Like
somewhere LeBron is listening to this, doing one of his signature videos where he's like,
oh, he's like, who is this guy?
Like,
I don't even know who this guy is.
No. Well, I mean, like he seems like people are reaching him, and he's listening to the noise, and he's getting like fired up by it, because he was on this podcast he does the podcast with Tyrese Halliburton,
right?
And I
which
think
he laughed at when Halliburton tried to recruit him.
Well, it was like
saying.
Yeah, no, I heard that. It was either today or yesterday, and they had this whole crowd there, and Halliburton tried to ask him like, "What you thinking?" And he was like, we talked about this backstage. Like, you weren't supposed to ask me that. Whatever. I'm not ready to decide. I mean, so he made the decision. If I recall correctly, I think I was reading it was on July 8th, that particular off season that he made it. So, obviously to your point about him not being the, like franchise changer that he once was, obviously he's building the drama back up a little bit more by dragging out a little bit longer and stuff like that. I think like obviously in his situation, like he's gonna go where he's gonna go. he's not the LeBron he was previously, but he's not a negligible like impact on a team. I'm sure he's fired up by people saying it doesn't matter where he goes, he's not going to move the needle. But I do think, especially if
he's going to move the needle, I don't like that statement. He's going to move the needle where he goes.
Especially in the East, right? Because he's down to Miami, Philly, Cleveland, and then the one Western team is Golden State. And I'm not going to lie, I would like to see him play with Steph. That would be fun for sure. And he did say like, hey, it's more about having fun than winning a championship at this stage.
Right.
And if that's the case, like, if he goes to Golden State, there's no pressure for him to win a championship because that team would not be expected to come out of the West. He would just get to play with Steph, and however far they go, it's a bonus if they make a deep run, right?
Yeah.
If he goes to Philly or he goes to Miami with Giannis just getting there, or even if he goes to Cleveland with the regular season success that they've had in recent years, and getting to the conference finals this past year, even though they got swept, right? Like, there's anywhere in the East, he's gonna have that pressure to make a deep playoff run. So he's got to decide what he wants, obviously.
Well, I think these teams should just be like, dude. Now at this point, I would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna make different moves.
Yeah.
And that way, you put the pressure back on him to just make his decision, because this is getting ridiculous.
I mean,
I know he's not coming to the Nuggets now. Like my dreams and hopes are shattered, right? Like I said, I wasn't thinking of it just being LeBron James. I'm thinking of it being like, I need a power forward on this team that people fear.
Sure.
That they're not going to just be like, okay, we're going to take over, take these punks.
Sure.
LeBron was that guy. But now the Nuggets have pieced together probably what I would call a Voltron of LeBron James with about 3 or 4 guys.
Sure.
Right? If you catch that reference, I'm an old head.
Voltron's not that old of a reference. Relax.
I mean, it's from the 80s.
You've been way more. You've been way more old heady than that. I promise.
I don't know about that. Anyways, I know Mike's gonna like that reference because that was his favorite cartoon growing up. But basically, they just pieced together about 4 or 5 guys that may be able to bring you that LeBron edge that you need, but it's not enough. I do not think the Nuggets have enough in their backcourt to do it. And LeBron, I know you're not watching my podcast, but the fact of the matter is you just need to make a decision. Just pick a team so that the rest of these teams could start doing what they need to do, because this is ridiculous. You are LeBron James, but you're starting to make yourself look a little stupid now. Like, I get it in the beginning. You're trying to build a buzz, but now it's just it looks dumb. It looks petty.
Yeah, but if he was
it's almost pathetic.
Relax, okay?
It
You're
is.
getting a lot of control over there, okay?
It's almost pathetic.
Take a deep breath,
It's almost
Arthur,
pathetic.
okay?
Just saying.
I'm gonna mute your mic. I'm gonna find a button with
You
Vinny.
don't even know how.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Here. Where's the switch? Whatever.
He doesn't know how.
You don't have the same switch I have. Whatever. It's fine. Listen, if he was making $55 million a year like he was in LA, then yes, I understand your point, because it changes the entire dynamic of your roster construction outside of what he's doing, right? But he's talking about taking a vet's minimum. So if that's what he takes, it doesn't change anything for like Cleveland's already on the second apron. Miami has very limited flexibility now by bulking up and front loading with stars.
I don't think he really wants to take a vet minimum. That's the issue.
I think he does, because he wouldn't be considering these teams otherwise. He's not gonna. He can't.
Any one of those teams he could win or have fun with, and he still hasn't made the decision.
But he can't play.
It's ego-driven,
He can't
Ryan.
play
Oh,
for.
wait. Breaking news. LeBron is in the chat and says, "You're dumb."
That's funny.
That would be hilarious, actually.
No,
I actually do watch your podcast, sir.
the only team.
Want to beat me up like Stephen A. That's what he's gonna do.
The only team that has actually created additional cap space to be able to sign LeBron to a bigger contract, to my knowledge, is Golden State.
Right.
Miami, Cleveland, and Philly have not changed anything about anyone else's contract. Golden State specifically, Draymond took a pay cut to make space to make their offer a little bit more enticing.
And he still hasn't chosen them.
LeBron, right? So, but again, if he doesn't choose them, there's still other guys out there that they could sign to add depth. And this goes back to what was obviously kind of a BS, pardon my French, explanation from Brad Stevens about the Jaylen Brown trade, but that this was Brad Stevens' explanation about the Jaylen Brown trade is in the modern NBA, the importance of not, tying up your entire, salary cap allotment in 1 or 2 or 3 guys, but, having depth, right? That's still the impetus almost everywhere, right?
I agree. I agree.
So that's, that's not gonna change because LeBron doesn't, sign slightly over a vet's minimum with one of these teams or something like that.
No, there's something that's dragging it out, and I think it's just ego. And next time, Vinny, I'm gonna need a breaking news stinger.
Yeah, there you go.
I need a stinger before you drop breaking news.
Okay. I do have the news.
Yeah, anything. Anything.
That's funny. That's good.
Need a breaking news stinger, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just say breaking news and then drop a bomb.
Yeah, but no,
Breaking news.
that's something. We can work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing you said, the Voltron thing with the Nuggets. Like, that's almost a better situation, is to have depth and be able to rely on more of these dudes, because you look at San Antonio, OKC, and even the Knicks. Like, each of these teams had 9+ guys that they trusted in clutch situations.
Yep.
And that.
Yeah.
Nobody else made it that far. Nobody else was close.
Not a one. And every team that you mentioned did have that depth all the way to almost 12. And the Nuggets started that, and then they kind of went away from it for a little bit. Because I believe, actually, and I want to say the GM that's in Minnesota started that in Denver, I should say. He started that in Denver and then went to Minnesota and built a team to beat Denver. So, but to me, it's ego driven. Make a decision, dude. Like, come on, man. This is getting ridiculous. It's not.
Drag it out. Don't decide till August, September.
The league should give him a deadline. Like, bro, you have to sign with a team by this time. Don't do that.
He shouldn't even sign with a team until after the NBA Cup. Heck, not till 2027. He should just come in
right before the playoffs.
He should get the chance to field these teams out. See how
play a game with each one.
See see
how it goes.
Sign a 10-day contract. Yeah. No. See how the first.
There you go, Vinny. Vinny's got it.
Wait till the All-Star break. See how all these teams are performing, and then just sign with like the team with the best record in the NBA for a vet minimum and join them for the playoff run.
That's all he should do. Just get all of the decision stuff. That's the only thing he's not doing, is calling it the decision like he did before. But it's the same thing. And you have likened it to an geriatric Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. So how do you draw those parallels?
Easy on my boy, okay? I think the difference is, obviously, the parallel is, okay, this is without a doubt one of the most talented people in their sport all time, right? This is people that have had
arguably.
Come on.
Top 20.
I'll
concede LeBron, but I'm not going to concede on Aaron Rodgers.
You're just going to ruin your own credibility if you keep opening your mouth at this point. You got to watch yourself, man. I'm telling you.
No way.
But no. So these are guys that are arguably one of the most talented people to ever play in their sport. Inarguably have both won less championships than you think they probably should have for the level of talent, right?
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Oh, wow. Okay, we can acknowledge that. Great.
Tip the hat. That's fair.
The difference is, I think with Aaron Rodgers, I think he truly is just in his own,
he's arrogant.
Whatever drug-induced world that he's in.
He could be vice president right now.
He doesn't actually care. I don't think Aaron Rodgers ever actually cared about any of the media attention. I think he was too busy doing his darkness retreats.
He does like the media attention.
Everybody says that. I am convinced that he does not. I really do.
He puts himself out there for the attention.
No, he just does what the heck he wants to do, and the media eats it up because he's a big name.
Attention.
No, he doesn't do it. Okay, whatever.
He's an attention.
My stance. You can have whatever stance you want over there with your amazing takes.
I mean, it's
today.
still America.
You've had some amazing takes so far on this show.
Whatever, mine.
This
I'm just kidding. Anyway,
this being one of them. Okay. My stance is, I genuinely think that Aaron Rodgers is so aloof that he doesn't realize how his actions are going to attract or not attract attention. I don't think that's actually on his radar. I think he's just. he's smart enough to say crazy things, but he's not smart enough to realize how reckless it can be in the context of the national media. And so he puts himself in this position where he creates media circuses by accident frequently, right?
Okay.
He pretty much, that whole time that he was taken till the season was almost started, it was basically like Pittsburgh or nothing. Like there wasn't
Right.
like a decision of is he going to go
Nobody was
here?
knocking on
is
his
he going
door.
to go there? It was like just Pittsburgh wanted him.
Right.
I think the difference is LeBron actually loves the attention, and B, is actually wanted by multiple teams still at this stage in his career, which is remarkable in itself at his age, but completely earned, right?
He still averaged 20 points last
He
year.
balled out
Right.
for his age this past year.
right.
He balled out.
Aaron
dude.
Rodgers in the chat, he says, I do what I want.
No, Aaron Rodgers on a darkness retreat. He's
So
not
Doc
online.
Ellis, wait. Side note, really.
Doc
here.
Ellis, yes.
Doc
yeah.
Ellis is the player that we were talking about pre-show.
Yes, he
That was on He did his the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas trip.
he threw a no-hitter on LSD among potentially other drugs. He beaned a bunch of players, but he threw
Not
a
a
no-hitter
bunch.
and he won the game.
How many players did he bean?
Just one, but he walked 8, hit 1.
Okay, that's what it was. Sorry, I thought he beamed more.
I mean,
of
that's a no-hitter. That's still a. I mean, he
A no-hit shutout.
yeah. It was
Wow.
it was a no-hit shutout. He walked a lot of guys, but I mean, the ball was moving.
He was,
not towards the plate, but the ball was moving.
It was close enough. Okay, he got 27 outs and no hits. It was
So-
moving. It was close enough.
apparently, he wasn't even supposed to play that day. He'd done something at noon. Somebody reminded him. He goes, no, man, you're playing tonight. Got on a plane, got off the plane, hit 1, walked
That's
walked 8.
crazy.
Absolutely legendary. I love it.
That's a crazy
That should
story.
be a holiday. That, well,
I need,
I
some,
looked
I need
it
some
up.
highlights from that game.
I looked it up because you're wearing the Dead Rockies.
Yeah.
So Shakedown Street is playing July 31st with the Rockies. This
Okay.
year's, I think they should change it to June 12th.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
And just leave that as the underlying, like, why is it on June 12th every
Yeah.
year?
Which, by the way, quick story behind this shirt since you brought it up. For those that aren't following the Rockies closely, which is probably everybody.
This year they are.
Well, fair enough. They're still the bottom of the NL West, but that's fine. The Shakedown Street played at Coors Field the night they were giving out these T-shirts. One of the best games I've ever seen. I got there in the second inning. The Rockies were unsurprisingly down either 8-0 or 9-0 by the time I got there. And they ended up winning. I think it was like 17-16 on like a walk-off home run. It was one of the most incredible games I've ever watched. So look it up if you get the chance. It was an amazing game.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Quick hijack since he referenced my shirt. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I had to bring it up. It was
He was going to bring it up.
It was a really fun night, to be
That's a
honest
lie.
with you. It was sick.
That's all cap.
It was sick.
He was going to bring it up.
Marky Mark.
Dying to bring it up.
I mean, I was dying for an opening to bring it
Marky
up,
Mark's
and then
got
I
the
got
best
one
one.
for sure. But
Instead of Doc Ellis, it's Doc LSD. That's a good.
that's funny.
The
That's
Yes.
MLB destroyed
Doc
all tapes
LSD.
of Doc's performance that day. Did they? Did they really? Can we not get any footage of
There's
that at
a
all?
few somewhere, but I think the baseball
It's
I need
like
footage.
it's like Wilt's 100-point game, right?
you just can't find it.
I need footage.
You need footage.
I need footage.
There's just
It didn't
look it
happen
up.
if there's no footage.
There's just a picture of him in the locker room with a piece of paper with a 0 on it.
with his eyes is like this.
His pupils completely dilated. That's the only
He
evidence.
looks like a green alien. He's just- I struck out 27 people. That's news to me. Thank you, Mickey Mouse. He's like not there at all.
No, really an incredible story. I'm waiting for a Netflix doc on that one or something because it's insane. But
That is beyond insane.
it's nuts.
I cannot believe that actually happened, and I've never heard of it. I've never
I
heard
can't
of
believe
it.
you never heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
I know that we're not big baseball fans in Denver, obviously, for obvious reasons, but
Baseball is
that's
never
crazy.
If there was a like soccer's higher on my totem pole than baseball.
All right, you watch your mouth, okay? You bite your tongue. You bite your tongue.
I'm just saying,
That's
man.
crazy.
They're almost 1A, 1B with me.
Frickin'
Like
America's pastime versus footy.
It's past its time.
Yeah, I guess so.
America's
Gosh,
pastime is past its
That's
time.
see that it's just sad because
They need a salary cap.
No,
and then
listen-
I'll watch
listen,
again.
because if you grow up in a place that has a good
Minor league
baseball team,
Yeah.
That's funny, Vinny. No, I'm telling you, like, I don't know.
No, we're minor league team.
If you grow up in a place that has a truly like competitive baseball team, not even they don't
I
have to be
loved
competitive
the
every
Colorado
year.
Bears before the Rockies got here.
No, dude, I
went
got
to
to
those
see
all the
like
time.
Steve Yeager play for the Spokane Indians before I went to LA. I got
Yeah.
to see Lasorda coach for Spokane.
That's still
before I
good
went.
baseball.
Yeah.
The MLB.
If you like, there's a reason they call it like a romantic sport, right? Because like the level of drama that can happen in a baseball game is
After $3 beers.
not every. It's,
That's there we go.
I mean,
that part.
it's
the
like
jump bump goes right there.
That
it's
part.
like any sport. Not every game is good, right? But like the storylines that unfold and the drama that can unfold is some of the best that you can
I
get.
wouldn't compare it like every sport that not every game is good, because there's not every you're right in the sense that not every game is good in every sport, but there's a lot of not very good games in the MLB.
Well, they want to change
Yeah, because
it.
they
There's a
play
lot of 'em.
because they play 162 of them a year.
And
so,
160 of them are terrible.
Yeah, but have you ever?
But you know what?
There's 2 good games and they're both in the playoffs.
You can't tell me that you didn't follow the Rockies in 2007, did you not?
When they made that historical run.
Yes.
I was watching baseball at that time. Yes.
Okay. And was it not really freaking special to watch the playoff run in 2007?
It was
up
very
until the
special
World
to watch
Series?
them
I
get their
watched them
ass
beat the
whooped in
Dodgers
the World
this year.
Series.
When they won the pennant, though, when they clinched in the
All of that's
NLCS.
irrelevant to me now because they got swept at the end.
Oh, he's
See, I can't
dogging
even-
your
I
nuggets
can't
for
even-
the rest of your
I
life.
can't even be mad at that because of who swept them. Honestly, I'm gonna enjoy that too much. But
Yeah.
come on, that you had to appreciate those few weeks that they were making that run, didn't you?
It was fun and it was a high, and then 4 games later we were done.
Y'all,
And they
have-
haven't been even close to the playoffs since.
And I sympathize because y'all are completely deprived with the quality of stadium that you have, with the fan base that is begging to have something to root for.
Yep.
That place would
now we're
be
talking.
that place would be electric if they were remotely good. I'm telling you.
If they had good,
it would
if
be
they had
so much
good
fun.
It's just weird when we get an away crowd that cheers more for
All
their
the time.
team
All the time.
here in
Yep,
town.
100%.
because we have more transplants
Well,
here
when
than
I
we
went
have
to that
anything else. And
Dodgers
that's
game,
there's no offense. I'm just saying we have a lot of transplants here. There's a lot of people from other parts of the country.
Yeah, those people suck, huh?
And that most of them, especially when they come to our stadium and act a
and
fool.
start "Let's Go Red Sox" chants.
Yeah, and start doing the wave and start doing all of that stuff. Like, this isn't Boston.
Drown us out, then. Dang.
Well, we can't because y'all moved here.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
no,
live
that's true.
here.
It's true. It's true.
So it's kind of hard, and the ownership doesn't care. They
I-
have a great baseball stadium that I love. I love the stadium, but I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to do it.
Denver has such a great fan base. I'm telling you, as much of a
We are loyal to the soil, bro.
as much of a Red Sox fan as I am, I would love nothing more. If I could have one wish for the next baseball season, it's for the Rockies to win 90-something games and make a playoff run, because then you will see the light if that ever happens in the next however many years.
New
Like I'm
owners,
telling you.
New owners.
Yeah, you
2
got
years.
the Penners now. That's what I'm saying.
owners.
They're
It's
not.
gonna
Well, they're
happen.
minor. They're minor. They're not making any decisions.
They're 45% or something like
yeah,
that.
but they don't make any decisions
They
on the
got
day
the
to
money
day.
The
though.
money.
That's the
They
thing.
could get the
They
peeps.
didn't give that's a man. See, you guys are like that commercial with that old man with the dollar. You
Gotcha, $1.
You gotta be quicker
gotta
than
be
that.
quicker than
You gotta be quicker than that.
no,
Dude, come
I'm
on,
not.
man. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, dude. Just because you had the Broncos owners sign on, that was a smoke and mirrors. That was a smoke screen. They are not. They make no
Nah.
decisions. They
Nope.
make no decisions.
No, because the decision-making process is completely different when it's coming out of one person's pocket
And
versus
if you
another.
watch the ads
okay?
right now, they're listening to the people that want some rules changed. They want some caps done.
If the conversation
I watched
I want
is
caps done too.
it was on TV commercials today.
if the
On regular
conversation
TV, it was
is
crazy.
if the conversation is we can get this elite player for $150 million or whatever it is, and the decision comes down to the Mumfords being like, am I going to pay for that? And the Penners going, we'll pay for it. Guess what? They might make some different decisions. I'm telling you. Like,
Oh, I know all about
we'll
that.
we'll let it. We'll see. Right. Obviously, they're not going to break the bank before they're ready to take that next step. Right. You develop your young talent first. You set up the foundation so
If
that
the Mumfords were going to give up
3
any
years.
kind of control of this team, they would have given it up. They didn't. They could have given
No,
them 51% of the team.
That's not what they want.
the Mumfords like money. Winning brings money in.
Yeah.
Telling you. And if the
They
Penner-
bring money in regardless. They haven't. When's the last time they won?
No. Listen, they finally, the attendance has finally started to drop off a little bit. Like, they were historically always top 10 in the league in ticket sales. They're like,
And now it's only the transplants that are in the
well, they're bottom half of the league now. I think they're like 17th or 18th this year. Last I checked. I mean, I haven't checked in a little bit, but last
So
I
that
checked, that's what they're
letter
at.
that Mumford sent to my customer about, what was it, 10, 13 years ago, something like that, sent him a letter saying, don't come to the games if you don't like it. Then this guy was paying $25,000 a ticket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For season tickets. And I think it was him, his wife, and they had like 2 kids or 3 kids, right? They're driving from Grand Junction to Denver, and he tells them, just don't come to the game.
See,
like,
that's
cool.
That stuff is egregious, and this is part of why.
Weird.
This is part of why I'm a proud Packers fan, despite never stepping foot in Wisconsin. Okay, like having a publicly owned team where, you know, if the leadership were gonna say some crazy, freaking thing like that, you could just be like, all right, this guy's done. Like that's the best. That's the best thing in the like.
That's what we need for the Rockies.
Being accountable to your fan base is totally underrated. I know that is only the situation it is because of when the inception of that team occurred, how early it was in the maturation of American sports in general.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm not even sure. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt
No,
you. But
you're
I'm not
good.
even sure that the Penner Walton group can actually own the majority stock in that baseball team in the same city. There might be issues. That's the reason. That's a major reason why the owner of the St. Louis Rams,
the 49ers.
his son owns the Denver Nuggets or runs the Denver Nuggets.
I thought you were going to say the Niners owners that just bought the Seahawks. But yeah, okay, got you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
like
Well, they
there's-
got it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's different when you're talking about 2 different cities that are, and in the same league where they're playing against each other. I don't think it's
Right.
an issue if you're playing in different leagues, to be honest.
But I do know that the what's the trying to think of the name of the owners of the Nuggets. I'm having trouble with names today.
The Nuggets owners?
Yeah.
I forget that too.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind on trying to think of the name. But anyway, I know that they own the St. Louis Rams. That's how old I am.
The Los Angeles
Rams.
Yes.
They own that team. They also own every other sports team in Denver besides the Rockies and the Broncos, right?
The Cronkies.
The Cronkies.
Yes.
But Stan Kroenke, the dad, right?
Yeah.
He's the sole owner of all of that. Kroenke Sports owns all of that, right? But the NFL would not allow him to have that NFL team and be the president or owner of the Denver Nuggets. So his son is. The Avalanche, I believe, is either his daughter or his wife or something to that effect.
No, it's
his
Stan
son.
for the Rams.
It's his wife
and the
and
Nuggets.
their son Josh.
Right. They all run each league.
Well, Josh is like the president, but Stan is the owner for both the Nuggets and the Rams, for what it's worth.
Right. He's the owner of Kroenke Sports, the parent company of all.
Okay. I mean, you're getting into semantics at this point, but okay.
No. I'm saying
just looking at Wikipedia.
I'm just saying that they might not be able to be the majority owners of the Rockies because they own the
No, they're
Broncos.
multi-billionaires. If they have to
NFL rules
if they gotta-
prohibit owners
If they got to open an LLC, they're multi-billionaires. They can open an LLC. Like, they'll figure it
from
out.
operating majority stakes in franchises in competing cities.
Yep. See, there it is. He just read it.
Yeah, in the same league, though, right?
No, NFL is a dick, dude. Like I'm telling you,
So that's
the
an
Shield
NFL
don't give a
thing?
damn about. Yes, that's who I'm talking about. Is the NFL is like, no, you cannot. That is the reason why his wife runs the Avalanche, and his son runs the Nuggets.
It just seems like such a technicality. It's like, why waste everybody's time?
Because the NFL is a dick.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah,
The Shield don't give a damn about nobody but the Shield.
It's not the NBA rules; it's the NFL rules.
It's the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL would not allow him to run the Denver Nuggets. Now, the parent company could be the parent company, but he cannot be in the daily operations of the Denver Nuggets. His son has to do it.
I don't know, man.
According to Wikipedia and other resources, 5 other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, according to Google AI, there's plenty of examples of that happening. I mean, John Henry owns the Red Sox, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Liverpool. Like,
Right, but they're not in the same city.
yeah, but, okay. Well, Kroenke owns the Avalanche and the Nuggets and the Colorado Rapids.
But he doesn't run them. That's
But he owns them, so who cares who runs them? Because he runs them ultimately.
You just said they would find a loophole. That's how they found the loophole. But he cannot run the daily. He cannot run the daily. I'm telling you, there's a possibility that he
owns the team. He runs whatever the heck he wants. I promise.
There's rules, man. The NFL has rules.
Anyway,
the NFL has rules, bro.
Okay.
Segue.
Yeah, what's your segue for this one?
No segue. Finish this conference. No, I'm just kidding.
I will die on this hill.
I mean, I really will. We just gave you examples of the trust. There's antitrust issues is what I was trying to think of. The NFL does not allow certain things. They may not allow them to own the Rockies. May is the key word in that phrase. May not allow them to own both teams within the city.
I'm looking it up. Hold on, because I have never heard this before.
It may not. They may not. Anyway.
No, it would be shall.
What's that?
It'll be shall legally. It would be shall because may means maybe not. Right. Trust me, I've been there.
I mean, it may or may not.
No, shall.
Right.
I mean, I don't take AI at face value, but Google AI is taking my side on this one. But
the word may.
Drop it. It's fine.
Well, I mean, Google AI is Google AI, but I'm telling you, the NFL has antitrust laws, and it keeps owners from owning specific things. It may not keep them from having the 100% major ownership. It may not. But there is a chance that the NFL would put the kibosh on it.
What was the reason we got on this topic in the first place?
Because he started talking about the Rockies or something.
Oh, yeah, the Rockies, whether they're going to spend money or not.
Yes.
And whether that's going to be driven by the Cronkies or by... Not the Cronkies, the Penners or the Munforts, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are absolutely crazy.
LeBron and Aaron are in the chat saying, you're both dumb.
I told you can't do that without a breaking news stinger.
Dun, 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 dun.
So good. Okay. So speaking of the Broncos,
wait, can we clip his like for?
I mean,
like,
we can.
Future, that was good. I like that.
We can do that.
Okay. Speaking of the Broncos, go ahead.
Speaking of the Broncos,
dun, 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 dun.
Can the Broncos? We got about 7-8 minutes here, and you're draining my battery. Look at that! I had a full battery. Your phone is killing me.
I should have reconsidered your thing about plugging your laptop in.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I should have plugged it in. But I've got 7 minutes. We're good.
Yeah, we're
the
fine.
NFL just did a whole thing on YouTube that you can watch
about phones, plugging phones into
the Broncos preview for the season and predictions.
And what are they?
Oh, did they? I haven't seen that. You're gonna have to send me that link.
They got the Broncos at like what 8-9 or something. I bet.
I didn't watch it. I was too afraid to go. Oh,
you got to send me that link because this is going to be a tough schedule. I'm not going to lie.
But the national media loves to poo-poo the Broncos for sure.
Of course.
And just small market teams in general.
Of course, but this is going to be a tough schedule. Anybody saying differently is just not realistic.
A gauntlet.
There's probably only about maybe 3 gimmies on this whole thing.
Yikes.
The rest of it is going to be tough sailing for the Denver Broncos. My question is this. Two-part. One, can the Broncos make a big leap? Or are they going to backslide this year based upon their performance last season, right? They've progressed every year since Sean Payton's got here. Is this the year they backslide, or is this the year that they take a big leap? Okay? Go. Just kidding. That was a weird way to phrase a question.
I mean, it's hard to take a big leap when you won 14 games the last year.
No, you can take a big leap because you can. How did they win those 14 games?
So you want them to win 14, but you want them to do it in more convincing fashion, is what you're saying.
What does it look like to you, Ryan? What is success for the Denver Broncos this year as a fan? What does that look like to you?
Well, okay, so the defense being roughly in the same stratosphere, it's going to be hard to replicate the same level of success, but not taking a big step backwards. The offense can definitely take a big step forward. The potential for that is there. Winning 14 games, no matter how good you are, is very difficult based on luck in the NFL alone. So I'm going to say winning the AFC West and having a top 2 seed again is going to be a massive win, and then finishing the job, making it to the Super Bowl.
Okay. To me, if I'm looking at this as a success for this year, I'm looking at it as the defense didn't decline at all, because they've got a few moving parts. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Cooper. I don't think homeboy going back to San Francisco is a big deal, because he only played maybe a handful of games for the Denver Broncos all last season.
Greenlaw?
And yes, and they still managed to I told you I'm having an issue with names today. Every day, really.
Right.
But Greenlaw leaving, I don't think, is a big gap, because they did everything they could do without him, right? They still stood pat. They were still a top 5 defense of the season. So the defense not backsliding, and the defense not necessarily getting better, because how could you get much better than what they did?
Right.
But at least standing pat.
Yeah.
Like standing pat. But that offense, I need to see explosiveness. What I want to see from the Denver Broncos, if I see a successful season, even if they don't win the Super Bowl, for me as a fan to see a successful season, is that the defense is better only because of the fact that they're playing from ahead going forward. Like the Denver Broncos, or when they're getting their first possession, they're scoring. They're scoring their first 2 or 3 possessions before the defense can figure out a way to stop them, and then they're making an adjustment, and now we're scoring 2 or 3 to put them away, right? That's what I need to see a successful season this year, and then we'll worry about a Super Bowl in the next couple of years. Like, honestly, I do not see the Denver Broncos without a better running game. That's my only question mark for this Denver Broncos team. I've even started to buy in on the Waddle train, right? I'm starting to buy in. Like, that could be a good gun as long as Nix can hit him in the right timing, right? Because he's fast. And you can't. It's easy to I can't talk. It's easy to put too much air under the ball and allow the defensive back, who's just as fast, to catch up and make that interception if you underthrow it, right? And Nix has a bad habit of that. He's had a bad habit of that.
Sure.
So I just want to make sure that those 2 question marks are answered. If the Denver Broncos offense can get it to where their defense is playing from ahead, that's a successful season for me as a fan.
Yeah. I think, so I was just looking, the offense actually was ranked probably better than I would have guessed them to be last season.
The numbers,
like 11th or 12th in the league, depending on which stat you're looking at, kind of range. And obviously that's going to be a little bit inflated by how well the defense played and how often the ball was getting put back in their hands, right? Of course.
Well, and they scored 44 against the Cowboys. They scored, there's some certain games where there's big inflated numbers.
Right. I don't think anyone's expecting, even if Bo Nix comes back and looks like 100% of himself, them to be a top 5 offense in the league this year. But if you can take
top 10,
I was gonna say, if you could take that little step into, even with an average defense, you're kind of like a 8th or 9th in the league kind of offense. I mean, this team is going to be very hard to beat. Yeah, right.
I would completely agree with that statement. That's exactly what I'm looking. That's successful. That's a successful season for me as a fan.
And there's 3, I would say, 4 main things you're relying on to get there, because I think pretty well what you have with your offensive line at this point.
Solid.
Yeah, I think you're relying on Bo Nix's health, which everything they're saying is that it's not going to be a factor. Okay, so if we can take that for granted, that's great. Then we need 3 things.
Right.
We need J.K. Dobbins to be healthy, and just I'll include under the same bullet the running back room in general to be effective, right? As far as what's his name from UCF taking the next step forward, and then the new kid they drafted being a contributor as well.
Change the pace back.
Yeah, that would be huge. They got a million unproven tight ends on this team. If one of them can make a big leap, or even a marginal, a moderate leap, that would be a huge deal.
Just become a weapon.
Yes, and then obviously like Jalen Waddle to be even a 50th percentile version of himself for what he's been the rest of his career. We don't need him to be better than he was in Miami.
Right.
We just need him to not be significantly worse than he was in Miami.
We just need him to be even. Yeah.
Give me, let's take Bo Nix's health for granted for a second. Give me 2 of those 3 other things, and I think that they can be a top 10 offense in the league, especially if that defense doesn't take a massive step back. Let's say the defense takes a marginal step back just on luck alone, and, you know, great offense beats great defense.
Injuries, whatever.
And they're playing a tough schedule, right? They don't have to be a number 2 or 3 defense in the league to be successful. They could be 6, 7, 8, even whatever. If that offense can take that kind of step forward, this team can still win.
If both teams are in the top 10, man, that's
I don't think
very hard to beat.
I don't think they win 14 games again because teams just very rarely ever win 14 games again, let alone given how many close games they won. But I think they can still, if they take that kind of step forward on offense and they don't completely fall off a cliff on defense, I think they can win the AFC West, and I think that makes for a successful season.
Agreed. And I'm thinking in that you're probably right. They probably won't get 14, but I think they can get 12. 11, 12 wins.
12 might not win the division. 13 should.
Yeah.
Should.
They'll be right in the hunt.
Right.
And that's all that matters,
Right.
especially when your last game is against the Chargers and that's your biggest
well, that's what I mean. You're playing so many other teams that are going to be in the playoff hunt. If you win 12 or 13 games in that schedule, you're going to feel really good about where you're at, I would imagine.
Really good.
Yeah.
And as fans, we're going to be on cloud 9.
Even 11 games on that schedule, man, like you're going to be ready to tango with anybody in the playoffs, even if you have to come out of a wild
card. And you'll
card.
be able to throw haymakers with them, with the best of them.
Right.
And your defense will be seasoned. Before we go, I know we're already past time, but we started late. So Mark said the MLB destroyed all. Oh, no, sorry. I'm reading the wrong part. Let me scroll. Denver Zephyrs. I remember the Denver Zephyrs. I did watch it then. 10 years later, they had no interest in getting better.
Going to the World Series.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yep. Gave an excuse to just stand pat and stick with their system, and I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It was the best thing for the Red Sox, though.
And with that, we're going to go. Thank y'all for coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all of your socials. And don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube. We will see y'all next week. Hopefully Mike will be back from assignment. Hopefully we'll have all 3 of us. But we will see y'all next week, man. Y'all keep watching sports. I know it's a lull time right now. We're going to see if FIFA cheats. We were going to talk about it, but we ran out of time. So we'll holla at y'all next week. Peace. You'd have to just unplug my shit.
on purpose, huh?
Okay.
It's good to be the king.
Oh, there we go. Now we're all live still. Check us out next week.